All right. So here we go. Let's find our seats. As we say in meditation, find your seat. That means find a chair or the floor if you're in meditation. And basically, we're talking about finding our connection to the floor, which is mostly under our feet. Finding our connection to ourselves. So maybe feel your hands on your thighs. Feel your chair underneath you. And find your connection to your breath. Just feel that natural rhythm of breathing in and breathing out. And if this was a meditation group, if we were just doing meditation, that's all we would do is pay attention to our breath. And actually, that's not all. That's where we would focus, is on our breath. But then our thoughts would come in and start chattering, and we'd think about what we're going to have for lunch or whatever. But then we come back to our breath. So meditation is all about your breath and your thoughts. And then we layer on yoga. We give our bodies and our minds something to do when we start to move. But right now, I'm going to be quiet. So just focus on your breath. You may have noticed in that last minute of focusing on our breath, you may have noticed that your mind wandered a few times. That's okay. We just come back to our breath. And then when we start to move in our yoga practice, that gives us something to focus on besides our breath, but the breath is still at the center of everything. So one more time, find your breath. Really feel your breath. And then when you're ready to move, start to make some circles with your head. You can inhale as your head comes up and exhale as your head comes down. Today we're going to move very slowly and mindfully. Inhaling as your head comes up. Exhaling as your head comes down. Two more times in this direction. When your head comes down, pause, and then reverse. Inhaling as your head comes up. Exhaling as your head comes down. Nice and slow. The more slowly you move, the more focused you become. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Two more times. The next time your head comes down, pause again. Chin toward your chest. And then press your shoulders down away from your ears so you feel a nice long stretch on the tops of your shoulders, all the way up into your necks, up into your neck. And now keep your shoulders pressed down. And as you inhale, lift your head. And as you exhale, tip your head back. So now you feel a stretch around your throat. Pressing your shoulders down. Finding your breath again. And then on your next inhale, bring your head and your shoulders back to neutral. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open your eyes. And just take a minute and notice how your neck and shoulders feel. And then we're going to turn our heads right and left. And so just go at your own pace. And having said that, we don't want to go too fast. We do want to go kind of slow. But you may decide you want to stay on one side for a few breaths and then do the same on the other side. Just really feel your neck. We do this all day long, looking right, looking left, looking straight ahead. But how often do we pay attention to our necks when we do that? The next time your head comes to the right side, pause there and take 3 breaths. And on your next inhale, come back to center and exhale to the left for 3 breaths. And now we'll come back to neutral again and let our necks rest again. Let's bring our arms down by our sides, and then we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So let's roll our shoulders together. So forward, up, and back. Rolling your shoulders together, forward, up, and back. Notice how that feels on your shoulder joints, on the muscles that surround those joints. Notice how your shoulder muscles and your neck muscles are connected. One more time in this direction. So forward, up, and back. When your arms come down, pause, and then reverse. So you're going back, up, and forward, and back down. Slowly and mindfully. Sometimes yoga is referred to as meditation in motion. So we are meditating on our shoulders right now. Let's do this 2 more times. And then just let your arms relax down by your sides. Let your shoulders relax. Feel the energy in your shoulders, your arms. Now we're going to send our attention down to our wrists as we make circles with our hands. You'll feel this in your elbows and all the muscles between your wrists and your shoulders. And now let's reverse. And then let's come back to neutral and turn our palms so they face up and our thumbs are facing behind our backs. And really rotate your thumbs back. So now you feel a stretch around your elbows. And then let's turn our palms so they face forward and bring our arms out so they're parallel to the floor. And then swing your arms out in front of you so they face each other. Interlace your fingers. Turn your hands away from you. One more breath. And then unwind your hands. Turn your palms so they face away from each other. And then open your arms up behind your back and squeeze your shoulder blades, opening up your chest muscles. One more breath. And then swing your arms down by your sides, bring your hands back to your thighs, and relax. So you may notice sometimes slowing down makes you a little anxious. But this is why we practice. We practice slowing down because we're not used to it. We're used to moving fast and doing lots of stuff. But slowing down is good for your body, your mind, and your spirit. All right. So we'll do another stretch now. We're going to do our side stretch. With your right hand on your thigh, lift your left arm straight up, reach up, and then lean to the right. Now, not everybody can straighten their arms straight up into the air. That's okay. You could be out to the side. You can have your hand on your shoulder and use your elbow. What you want to focus on is your left side, stretching out your left side. And when we come out of this position, we're going to move into a spinal twist. So as you inhale, bring yourself up to neutral. And as you exhale, turn to the left, bring your left hand behind you and your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. You're twisting from the waist. So we just shifted the focus now into our torsos, into our bellies, and our sides, and our backs. Let's take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, slowly come back to the front. And once you get there, roll your shoulders. Any way you like. You can roll them together or separately. Want to stay nice and loose. Then we're going to repeat those 2 poses on the other side. This time your left hand stays on your thigh. Your right arm reaches up. And then we lean to the left, lengthening your right side. And once we get into a pose, there's nothing left to do but find our breath, to stay focused on our breath. It's a good opportunity to just breathe. Feel the stretch and let your breath be part of the stretch. One more breath. We're going to move into spinal twist again. So we inhale up to neutral. And as we exhale, we turn to the right, bringing our right hand down behind us, left hand to the outside of your right thigh. And you'll notice right away you're twisting from the waist. Again, find your breath. One more breath. Slowly come back to the front. Roll your shoulders again. And so you may have noticed we started at our necks, we went to our shoulders, our arms, our sides, our chests, and down into our torsos. So now we're going to continue focusing on our torsos, but we're going to work on our spines now with cat and cow. Cat and cow, they go together. So you know this, you've done this before, you know what a cat-cow is. So round your back, and let's just pause here. Take a few breaths. If you could only do one yoga pose every day, do some cats and cows. That's actually two poses, I know, but they go together. Rounding your back, feel your spine. Visualize those vertebrae moving just a little bit away from each other, tipping back, tipping forward, making space. And then when we come into cow pose, if you still visualize your spine, you know why they go together, cats and cows, because now your vertebrae are tipping away in the other direction. I know I'm talking a lot today, so if you know all this, you don't have to listen. Listen to your body instead. So let's move through cats and cows with our breath. Inhale to neutral and exhale into cat pose. Round your back. Inhale to neutral. Exhale into cow, arching your back. Let's do that 4 more times. Let your breath lead the way. So as you inhale, you make the transition. As you exhale, you find yourself in a pose. Again, inhale and exhale. 2 more times. After your next cow pose, slowly bring yourself back to neutral and let your spine relax. We've done quite a bit of stretching. Let's do some movement now. We're going to do some spinal rotations, but again, move slowly and mindfully. Bringing your chin down towards your right knee, around to the front, up on the left side, and back. So find your range of motion in this circle And then find your breath. See if you can inhale as you come up and exhale as you come down. You can make this free and easy, or you can really use your core muscles, pulling your belly in every time you come up, using your back muscles every time you come down. So that's a lot. There's a lot going on here. We're not just making circles. We're inhaling up, pulling the belly in, exhaling down, using our back muscles. Now let's go 2 more times in this direction. And the next time you come up to neutral, pause. And then we're going to reverse. So as you exhale, chin comes down toward your left knee, round to the right, and then inhale up and exhale down. We're doing about 8 of these. I don't count all the time. I kind of know when we're at 8, 7, or 8. I don't think the numbers matter so much as being present, being aware of what's happening in your own body with your own breath. So if the numbers matter to you, you can make that choice. 2 more times. When we come back up to neutral, we're going to pause again and do 1 more cat pose. Round your back. Then on our next inhale, let's come back to neutral and exhale into cow pose, arching your back. And now let's inhale back to neutral and relax. So we've been focused on our upper bodies for the last 25 minutes. That's a long time. But because we've been going slowly and holding longer, that's why it's taken a little longer today. So we're going to stand up. We're going to warm up our legs. We're still going to go slow. And then we'll do a little bit of a standing sequence. Take your time coming up around behind your chair. Let me adjust my camera. So make your way into mountain pose. All right. Take a couple of deep breaths. Get yourself grounded. Feel your feet, feel your legs, feel your breath. And then we're going to start to move forward and back on our feet. So lift your heels and lift your toes. Heels and toes. The next time you lift your heels, hold that position. And then lower your heels and lift your toes and hold that position. And now bring your feet back down, flat to the floor. Find your mountain pose again. Shift your weight to the left, lift your right foot, and make some circles with your foot. And reverse. And then come back to neutral and flex your foot. Just hold that flex. Now from here, we're going to go right into a calf stretch. So keep your foot flexed as you press your right foot behind you, roll back towards your heel. So if your foot comes to an angle, you'll know it because your hip will go out to the side. So you want to keep both feet facing forward for a calf stretch. So make any adjustments you need to make so that you can feel that stretch going down the back of your leg. One more breath. And now let's step back to mountain pose. Make any adjustments you need to make so that you feel stable, and then we're going to repeat those movements on the other side. Shift your weight over to the right side and lift your left foot and start to make circles with your left foot. And reverse. And then come back to neutral and flex your foot. And keep your foot flexed. As you press your left foot behind you, roll back toward your heel. One more breath. And now let's step back to mountain pose again. Shake your legs out. We'll do one more stretch here before we move into a chair flow. So we're going to do a chair flow today. That's going to be our work. But we're going to do our down dog first. And this is another pose. If you can only do one pose every day, do this one. With your hands on the chair, start to walk yourself back so your arms are parallel to the floor. Make sure your knees are nice and soft and slightly bent, and then let your chest drop down. Keep your head in neutral, so we're not looking up. Your head didn't fall down. Keep your head in neutral. So you're going to feel this stretch all around your upper back, your shoulders, your low back, the backs of your legs. It stretches out the whole back of your body. Let's take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready to come out of this pose, bend your knees. You can keep your hands on the chair if you like, and use your thigh muscles, use your strong legs to lift yourself back up. And we should be far enough away from our chairs now that we can do our chair flow without bumping into the chair. If you need to reposition, go ahead and reposition. We're going to start again in mountain pose. All right. When you're ready, inhale as you raise your arms up. Exhale as you lean back slightly and press your chest up towards the ceiling. One more breath. And we're going to inhale as we come back up to neutral and exhale as we hinge at the hips and stop halfway down. Pulling your belly in, keeping your knees slightly bent, keeping your head in neutral for airplane pose. Belly pulled in. That's the most important part of this position here, using your core muscles. And then when we come into our forward fold, we can release those core muscles. So let your whole upper body come down towards the floor. Your hands can rest anywhere on your legs. They could rest on the chair or the floor. You want your upper body relaxed. And then our next pose is a chair pose. So first we bend our knees. Second, we hold our bellies in. And then we inhale as we lift up and exhale as we come into chair pose. Again, it's your core muscles that maintain this position. Your legs are working, but with your belly pulled in, your legs don't have to work so hard. And now we're going to come back up to mountain pose. So inhale as you come up, exhale, palms together and down to your heart. Relax. We're going to do that sequence 2 more times. When you're ready, inhale, raise your arms up, exhale and lean back. Find your breath. We've just been relying on our breath for the last few sequences. We haven't really brought our attention to the breath, but right now, find your breath, feel your breath. And on your next inhale, lift up again and exhale back to airplane, holding your belly in, keeping your knees slightly bent and your neck in neutral. If airplane feels a little too challenging, or if you're just tired today and you're just kind of not getting there, you can have your hands on your hips. It takes a little pressure off. But keep your belly pulled in. And then on our next exhale, we're going to release the upper body again, all the way down. Your arms can just dangle. You just really want to focus on softening your upper body. One more breath. We're going to come back to chair pose next. So first, bend your knees. Second, pull your belly in. And third, inhale as you lift up, arms out to the sides. And fourth, here you are in chair pose again. Belly pulled in. Maybe you notice your breath is kind of moving a little more quickly. You feel like you're breathing a little more deeply. That's good. That means you're getting a little cardio effect from this. You're working your lungs and your heart. You're moving some blood through your body. Getting some cardiovascular benefit from this. Now let's inhale back up and exhale to mountain pose where we rest and let go. We're going to do that one more time. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, lean back. lift your chest. So when you lift your chest, you engage your upper back. How about that? So your upper back pushes towards your chest. It's a very subtle movement, but it makes all the difference. And next we're going to inhale back up and exhale into airplane. I'm not going to say anything here, so see if your body remembers what we just did. Remembers what to do in airplane. On your next exhale, come back to forward fold. One more breath. And one more time, we're coming back to chair pose. See if you remember. Make your way up into chair pose. Once you've done this a few times, you don't have to think about it too much. Every now and then we have to bring our attention back, like, because our minds want to wander. We've done this 1,000 times, our minds are wandering, going off, doing other things. So every now and then we do need to bring our attention back to where we are. What are we doing right now? So that's why I'm talking so much today. And then one more time, let's inhale up and exhale, palms together, down to your heart, and rest in mountain pose. You can keep your hands at your heart or bring your arms down by your sides. We're not going to have any time for Qigong today, but that's okay. Variety is good. We'll do one more thing though before we come back to our chairs. So take a wide stance, step your feet out. And we're just going to start swinging our arms side to side, tapping our sides, tapping our backs. We're not too focused on our breath. We're not holding our bellies in. We're just loosening up, releasing tension, reminding ourselves that we don't have to be so serious. We can play. Now reach up and tap your chest, a little higher on your back if you can. No stress. Don't try too hard. How many times has anyone said that to you? Don't try so hard. And come down around your hips and your tailbone, your lower belly. And start to slow down. And then once you come back to neutral, pat the outsides of your hips. Bend your knees, pat down and around your knees, and then back up. And we'll do that 4 more times. See, I lost count, so let's do that 1 more time. And then when you come up this time, you can pat your belly if you like. You can pat your chest again, pat your shoulders, back of your neck, top of your head. And then we'll step back towards mountain pose and give our arms and legs a little shake. And now we are ready to sit down again. So we're coming back where we started, getting settled in our chairs. And once we're here, This is the last opportunity in this practice today to really focus on your breath, to really just stay present with your own breath. So you may be ready to just rest. Do nothing but breathe. You may feel like you want to do some more head circles, or shoulder rolls. You may even want to do a bigger stretch, a side stretch. So close your eyes and see what your body needs. Maybe some more cats and cows, just a few, just enough to loosen up one more time. And then eventually we're all just going to rest. We're going to be finished with the effort and appreciate the ease, effort and ease. We just sit and breathe. And remember, if your mind starts to wander, which it will, we just notice that as if we're watching a movie. Oh, yeah, that's happening. Oh, yeah, let's come back to the breath over and over again. Coming back to your breath. You may just want to stay here longer. You may feel ready to move again, to start bringing yourself back. So you choose when you're ready to bring yourself back. I'm going to say namaste here. I'm going to stop the recording, and then you choose how long you want to stay. So namaste.